We live in a world where there are several conspiracies and a whole lot of stories, and let's probably call them myths. Now, myths are different. We know these stories aren't really true, just a mythology of a particular tribe. But then, there are these stories in which individuals have come out to affirm that it's true and they saw it. One of those is the evidence and the arguments about the true existence of the mystical, mega-sized ape, Bigfoot. Bigfoot has been a kind of fictional character in shows, movies, and even in kids' animation, showcasing a 7-foot-plus being in a particular setting. But now some cases are trying to prove that Bigfoot is indeed a reality. For a creature like Bigfoot, hiding is not a particularly strong trait of the Yeti, as it is spotted many times, either by its massive size or, in this case, its enormous footprints. Towards evening, it was pretty late in the afternoon on the 8th of November, 1951, when a couple of researchers were working on some glaciers right under Everest where they made camp. Then they spotted a set of massive footprints that went away from them down the glacier, leaving them in complete disarray with a pile of questions possibly flooding their minds, such as what on earth would leave these gigantic footprints? And of course, of all things that it was damn scary too, because what the hell? The mysterious footprints were about 12 inches in length and 5 inches in breadth, which is equivalent to the alignment of 12 hockey pucks side by side, and then aligning 5 pucks to make up the breadth. You can already imagine how huge that is for just a foot of anything. That discovery in 1951 paved the way for about 1,000 questions to be asked. To find a footprint that massive was unrealistically unexplainable, also considering finding that print at such an altitude, way above the tree line and far from human habitations. These footprints didn't match that of a man or even a bear. These explorers knew exactly what they saw and immediately concluded these were prints of a Yeti. Curiosity is a major factor in humans, and it drives us to points where we'd not even know how we got there. Tom Bordelon, another member of this Shipton team, saw the footprints again some days later, and when this brother was writing a letter home, he specified something that would probably have sent his kids to bed early. Tom stated in his letter saying, "The abominable snowman is not a myth after all." The pictures that Shipton took spread rapidly across the globe, and they sparked a new revolution and instilled a belief in people that Bigfoot is not a folklore but is actually among us, raising a kind of Operation Find Bigfoot is a go mindset in so many explorers. Finding Bigfoot has become a kind of obsession, mostly for those staying in that region where Shipton first discovered evidence of the Yeti's existence. There was an alleged Bigfoot sighting that was said to be at Wright, Minnesota, and then a group of explorers wandered into the woods to see what they could make of this proposed evidence as of September 13, 2009. What they heard next surprised them. This didn't sound like a howl or a cry or anything. It sounded like a sound that would literally come out of Bigfoot, and these experts made no hesitation to hit record to get the sound on record. Now, showing these sounds to different experts to give their takes on it, they all gave several explanations for this alleged Bigfoot howling sound. Turning our attention to Cliff Barrickman, who is a field researcher, he identified a theory that might suggest that the recording those explorers got might possibly be a rare form of communication that we don't understand. This conversation would be between our friendly neighbor and the pack of wolves and coyotes in the area. As research goes back, there's a bit of a connection between coyotes and, of course, Cousin Biggie. Probably the coyotes are their natural bodyguards or something. Meanwhile, other researchers just concluded that the sounds we heard were just from a wolf. But in this case, we're pretty much not ruling anything out. We continue to delve deep into the possibilities of Bigfoot being in existence. And then this little proof of sighting is probably not a little proof of sighting, as this Yeti, who obviously has a lot of aliases and is also sometimes called a Sasquatch, was spotted in broad daylight on a very bright afternoon and was filmed by several and at least more than 15 Chinese reporters who got this creature on camera. But the twist behind this sighting is simply that, okay, let's agree and conclude on something. Let's take, for instance, the tale and evidence on Bigfoot have 100% agreed and confirmed that he exists. Would he be spotted scattering some bushes, looking for some herbs to make a concoction for the kids or something? The answer is pretty much no, so in my own knowledge, I'll say it's not too valid. But hey, I can't rule anything out. A large number of individuals have reportedly admitted to the sight of Bigfoot at one point or another, and some of them backed up their claims with proof. When this case started and came to be, a number of people took it as a point to chase clout or to use it as a channel to gain popularity and gather a crowd. From the southeast of Asia, this recording was taken by an individual who believed that he had seen Bigfoot and then pulled out his phone to get the sighting on video. Even as it's not clear enough, the person behind the video claimed to have spotted the Sasquatch at the Mae Chirim National Park, indicating a level of sightings of Bigfoot not only in the United States, but in other parts of the world too. This next sighting takes us to Michigan. It's been recorded that Michigan has had a very large number of Bigfoot sightings, and all around the woods in Michigan, you see a signboard warning you to be careful, Sasquatch in the area. Around September 15, 2016, this evidence was captured on a trail camera. Mind you, America sells a lot of these trail cameras, so back to the topic of discussion. This recording was taken from above an eagle's nest. As the recording was going normally, a figure fitting completely the description of the Yeti was seen moving around for a while before it was finally out of sight. But I tell you, that figure in the short clip right there was definitely our guy. The director of the National Bigfoot Museum confirms that this clip might indeed just be our homie Biggie. Accompanied by Michigan's history with sightings of this mythical creature, another sighting would probably not be surprising. Also in 2020, a researcher in Hudson Valley, New York, reported a case of a Bigfoot that he encountered jumping into a tree and then swinging from tree to tree, using the branches as a support system to get across. But what are the chances of this being a gorilla swinging from branch to branch and not a proposed Sasquatch? The sighting of this Yeti at this location in Michigan is a high possibility because it is very close to a fish pond, which can serve as an easy source of food for the huge Mr. Bigfoot. So many explorers have reported several sightings of this creature, but which of these sightings are just random people or similar animals mistaken for the Yeti? Well, let's continue to uncover more. The show Finding Bigfoot is a real-life documentary featuring real-life sightings of the mythical creature. It showcases several pieces of evidence, footage, and even witnesses who could not believe what their eyes saw. With the appearance of experts on this show to explain and analyze whether that footage or picture is actually Bigfoot or just the curiosity of humans getting to us once more. The area of Provo Canyon in Utah proved to be a possible breeding ground for Sasquatches in 2012. With so many of the sightings of this creature emerging from the United States, I think it's safe to say that this creature is the American mythological creature for a reason. There was a time when this hiker was in the woods, hiking. Then he spotted from afar a pretty intimidating figure and kept his distance from it as he couldn't identify the creature he was looking at. And then, it seems, the creature spotted him and threw a rock at him, at which point he didn't wait but took to his heels. In 2012, a man named Craig Sulk set up a trail camera on his property to help monitor the surrounding environment. While he was going through the footage, he came across a particular frame of a figure in the woods behind some trees for a split second. This figure looked so much like a primate that he started to think and suspect, could this actually be Bigfoot? If you ask me, based on where this discovery was made, can you take a guess? Yup, Michigan, the epicenter of Bigfoot spotting and the possible home of most Bigfoots. He sent the image to our very own TV show, Finding Bigfoot, of which he was a fan, and they featured him in one of their episodes, stating that it could actually be a Sasquatch that Salk had just discovered. But then Salk died in 2021, but his contribution to the Bigfoot exploration was noted and highly impactful. Salk's image was an inspiring one, and it really pushed people to come out, some even contacting him to share their experiences they might have had with the mythical creature. As always, thanks for tuning in, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for plenty more of that history crack.